Welcome back, guys, to episode 17 of hashtag AskBRP. My name is Seth, and let's get started. This week, I want to talk about one of the most commonly asked questions I get working here, and that is, why should I buy jewelry here rather than an actual jewelry store? And more specifically, when I have a customer for like an engagement ring, they want to know, how I got it, why I got it, what happened to the marriage, etc. And from my experience, it seems like a lot of people are very hesitant to buy a pre-owned engagement ring. And a lot of what I have to do before I sell one is explain why buying a pre-owned engagement ring is no different than buying a new engagement ring, except for the price, of course. And it actually can be a better option buying at a pawn shop than a new jewelry at a jewelry store new. So before I explain all that, let's recap last week quickly. Last week was all about the Apple Watch and how I think it will affect other brands. I really think it'll hurt mid-level brands such as Michael Kors, just because of the price point. They're very similar, and between the different options you can get in an Apple Watch compared to like a Michael Kors, which is mostly for style, I just see more people buying the Apple Watch. And I don't think it will hurt higher-end brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars, because the price points are so different, and I think that people who really collect watches appreciate the mechanical value and the craftsmanship that goes into these higher-end watches, and will use the Apple Watch more like a toy. Now, let's talk about the engagement rings. So there are two major reasons why I think buying an engagement ring from a pawn shop beats buying one from a jewelry store. The first reason is obviously the price. You cannot beat the prices at a pawn shop. Jewelry stores have huge costs. They have to pay to advertise on TV. They have to pay a manufacturer, a designer, huge commissions to salespeople on the sales. So when you go into a jewelry store and buy an engagement ring, you're really paying like the highest retail price, and when you break it down to what the ring is actually worth, you're really paying too much. And when you go to a pawn shop, you're not incurring all those costs. So you're not going to be like if a ring retails for $20,000 at Mayors, you're not going to be paying $20,000 from a pawn shop. You maybe can expect to pay between 10 and 15, maybe even less sometimes. It's actually similar to buying like a car, a used car. A used car is always less than a new one, because the used one obviously has been used. And this leads me to my next point. Whether jewelry is marked as new or pre-owned, it's more or less the same thing, because there's no moving parts, there's no engine, there's nothing that can actually wear down over time. Jewelry is manufactured, so when you think about what a ring really is, first it has to be designed by a designer, and then once a design is created, you make a mold and you pour liquid gold and other metals into the mold, and out comes a ring. But the great thing about jewelry is, unlike a car, it doesn't have an engine. So any professional jeweler can polish a ring to make it look brand new again. So just because it's been worn for 10, 15, 20 years, you bring it to a jeweler and he can make it look brand new. And especially when it comes to a diamond, there are no new diamonds. Sure, the ring could be new, but diamonds form, it takes literally millions of years to form, and so no diamonds are actually new. So really the only difference between a new engagement ring and a pre-owned one is that one has been worn before and the other hasn't. But if you put them side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is new and which one is pre-owned, especially if a jeweler has had the chance to polish it up and look like new. So at the end of the day, I can't help you if you think it's bad karma to buy an engagement ring that's pre-owned, but I think it's a little ridiculous to think that. The marriage didn't not work out because of the ring, it didn't work out because of the people involved. So if you can get a great ring at a great price, I don't think it should matter who wore it, where it was worn. Especially, like we do, we polish it up, make it look brand new. You're getting the same ring for a third, half the price, and I think that's a much better option. So that's it, guys, for episode number 17. Thank you for watching, and hopefully, if you are in the market for an engagement ring, you will definitely give pawn shops a chance. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Please remember to follow the show at Boca Raton Pawn on Instagram and Twitter. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Boca Pawn Shop. If you want to see any of the other episodes we've done, BocaRatonPawn.com/AskBRP. Or you can just search hashtag AskBRP on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.